There must be something better than this, cause if there's nothing better than this, what is the point of carrying on? And if you tell me there's a point, go on and tell me what it is. It isn't something I will diss as long as it is better than this. There must be something better than this. It's not what I was promised when I was a kid in school. All the things I could have done if only life was not so cruel. There must be something better than this. There must be something better than this. There must be something better than this.
Oh. Why don't you kiss me like that anymore?
Because I no longer find you physically attractive.
What?
No offence. Oh, come on, Myrtle, that's what happens, isn't it? You meet a woman and it's a bit like when you see an ice sculpture. First it's fantastic, but pretty soon the drip, drip, drip starts and, well, let's face it, this last 6 or 7 years, looks like there's been a bit of a heat wave.
What about you? You've started to get those white bits in the corner of your mouth, like pancake mix.
Have I?
Yeah. And your ears have gone hairy. Not just the inside, it's all round the edge.
Yeah, I've noticed that. When I look in the mirror and the sun's behind me, it looks like I got my head caught in a Venus flytrap. Anyway, we've been married. How long?
18 years.
Oh, is that all? Well, after 18 years and 2 kids, that's why we don't kiss each other like that anymore.
Yeah. But we still have a sex life. Sort of. I don't know, I can still manage it if you find me so repulsive.
I just imagine you're that barmaid from the Four Feathers.
That is it. You all right, Shane?
I just had this terrible dream. I couldn't stop telling the truth.
Do you usually tell lies, then?
No, of course I don't.
Was I in the dream?
No. Do I ever get white bits in the corners of my mouth?
Yeah, all the time.
Right.
Look, now that we're both wide awake, why don't we make the most of it? What would you like?
Pint of cider, please.
So can I have a rabbit, Dad?
Look, you had a rabbit, you didn't feed it, it died.
You killed it.
Yeah, but what choice did I have? Poor thing was a little bag of bones. Barely covered the bap. Does your mother think we've still got a rabbit?
I don't know if you're supposed to eat that bit.
I think it's chickweed. Do you know chickweed, the stuff they give to canaries?
Can I have a canary? I could teach it to talk.
Canaries can't talk, they can only sing.
Like Gareth Gates.
Exactly.
Have you seen the time?
Oh, I thought it was chickweed. Myrtle, these eggs are poached, aren't they?
Poached are healthier. You eat too much fat.
I like fat, and so do eggs. Makes them all sizzly and golden around the edges. Water doesn't do that.
No, and it doesn't kill people either.
Have you seen Titanic?
Look, why don't you have some fresh fruit?
Fresh fruit? Honestly, I wish you'd never started that open university.
I'm studying English literature. What's that got to do with poached eggs?
Oh, you've changed. When I first met you, you're like Shaking Stevens.
Yeah, Stephen quite liked it as well.
You see, your jokes never used to take that long to work out. You know what your trouble is, don't you? You've got clever.
Yeah, and you're threatened by that, aren't you?
Oh, don't be stupid.
Oh, I thought that's what you wanted me to be.
Clever, clever, clever. You're not the first working-class woman to have intellectual yearnings, you know. My mother went through the same thing.
What did she do?
Jigsaws of the old masters.
And that was enough for her?
Well, my dad made sure it was enough. I remember him pointing at the Laughing Cavalier and saying, "Oi, this far and no further."
Velma, shall I do your poached egg?
I haven't got time, Mum. I'll just have a banana.
You see? First thing in the morning, half asleep, unfocused. What she thought was a banana could have been your canary.
Ah, well, she can never make that mistake with a rabbit. You don't get fruits with big ears.
You do. There was one in Steps.
Look, while we're all together, I've got something I want to say.
Don't like the sound of that. My guess is she's either pregnant or someone's been using her shampoo.
Shut up, Lenny. The thing is, I've met this guy called Martin at college and, well, I've fallen in love with him. I'm just very happy and I want to share that with my family.
Oh, Velma, that is brilliant. So when are we going to get to meet him?
Well, I got him as far as the front porch last night, but he was too scared to come in the house. Just kissed me goodnight and shot off like a rocket.
Yeah, I had that problem when I was his age.
Anyway, it's his birthday today and I'm broke. Can you give me 20 quid?
20 quid? Just get him a card?
Oh, Dad!
Better still, make him a card. Lenny, get your crayons out.
I don't have any crayons.
No crayons? What kind of a small boy are you?
I don't send cards. They're just an excuse for killing trees.
What do you think £20 notes are made out of?
Oh, come on, Dad. You know what it's like to be really in love with someone.
I don't.
You once told me our love would last longer than the pyramids.
Yeah, but the Pyramids were a punk band from Wolverhampton.
Give her the money, Shane.
Oh. Here.
Thanks, Dad. See ya.
Ah. It's a long time since you kissed me on the front porch.
Well, you know it gives me a rash. Morning, Bazza.
Morning.
Have you had a break-in?
Oh, no, one of the drivers wrote that.
You should get some of those post-it notes.
No, it's not a memo. It's a sort of slightly threatening goodbye. He thinks we owe him wages. A couple of customers had complained about him, so the boss had to give him the push. You want to be careful, Shane.
Why you wouldn't sack me? I'm probably the only minicab driver in London who's genuinely honest. How much time do I take off?
One morning every 2 weeks.
Well, obviously I have to sign on.
Actually, on the subject of break-ins, I'm thinking of getting one of those new thief-proof money boxes. If somebody tries to open it without the code number, it sprays orange paint all over them.
But won't the police keep arresting Des O'Connor?
You talk as if that's a bad thing. You look tired, you know.
Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. I had a weird dream.
Really?
Yeah, but what made it weird was that it wasn't weird. It had a terrible, bleak ordinariness about it.
I like this, Shane. Working class men together, discussing the dark pantomimes of their subconscious.
Anyway, all that really came out of it was that I don't kiss Myrtle like I used to, and I get white bits in the corners of me mouth.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if there's a connection.
Do you mean?
Well, I'm thinking on my feet here, but the sort of kissing Myrtle's talking about is quite hard on the lips. I'm wondering if maybe the body produces a sort of white, creamy lip lubricant as an aid to passionate kissing, and if you're not doing any, then you get a build-up. My guess is if you start kissing Myrtle again, the white bits will go away.
Well, it needn't be Myrtle, had it? It could be Sheila from the Four Feathers.
You don't know how lucky you are. Myrtle reminds me of Carol Vorderman.
Yeah, I don't fancy her either.
Oh, I find Carol very sexually alluring. And she's good at maths.
Yeah, but how often do you use maths in everyday life? 7 times table for calculating dog years, that's about it.
All that time working on countdowns bound to have had some influence on her sex life. I bet you'd only get 30 seconds before she went, ooh! And then she'd go over and see if she could get something slightly longer from Giles Brandreth.
Hey, do you think she'd make you wear a conundrum?
Oh, God. Anyway, back to work. 2 people going to Heathrow.
Oh, right. I'll see you later in the feathers.
Yeah. Oh, and get that exhaust fixed. Conundrum.
You going anywhere nice?
Belgium and Germany.
Simple no would have sufficed.
I'm flying into Brussels and then driving down past Luxembourg into Stuttgart.
So you'll pass the duchy on the left-hand side?
No, I think we're going east through Koblenz.
I see.
How much longer to the airport?
Do you speak the language?
I speak German.
So how do you say hello to someone in German?
Do I have to put my hand up?
Oh, no, I don't think they do that anymore.
Can you please tell us how long it takes to get to the airport?
About 10 minutes, mate.
Thank you.
You know, I used to have this video. It was called Inside the Third Dyke. And on the cover, it said, for adults only.
Listen, I'm not going to see my fiancée for 6 weeks. So I'd really love it if you just keep quiet and drive, hmm?
OK.
You know, there's some horrible stuff coming out of your exhaust.
You talking to me or her?
I'm talking to you.
Thank God for that. Just had this valeted.
Oh, I doubt that. Whole car's filthy. Look at the windscreen.
Yeah. My squirty's not working. You see, after the second child, I thought enough was enough.
You just can't stop yourself, can you? You know, normally I drive a BMW 7 Series, metallic blue. But today, as it's in the garage, I had to get a cab. Now, I didn't have a problem with that till you turned up. But since then, it's been non-stop cheap juvenile innuendo.
Well, after you didn't get the Luxembourg joke, I thought I'd keep it simple.
Just get us to the airport. I'll take the tube home. That's really it for me. On my mother's deathbed, this is the last cab I'll ever hire.
Can't believe my ears.
Neither can I. They're very hairy.
Give us a packet of peanuts, will you, Sheila?
You're not on the booze tonight?
No, got the car with me.
Do you know, I've never seen your car.
Well, it's quite distinctive. It's got "You owe me £200" sprayed on the side.
Is Shane coming in tonight?
Oh. I had a customer on the phone this afternoon complaining that Shane had offended his fiancée.
Fiancé? That takes me back.
Oh, look at them. Now they're out of both cups.
Oh, must have been when I reached up for the peanuts. Do you know, I remember my wedding night. My husband and I, well, ex-husband and I, were lying there in the very midst of passion when I noticed something inside his ear catching the light.
Confetti?
Nah, gravel. He did damage the speedway. I picked it out of his ear and he looked at it in my hand and said, "All I have is yours." Of course, I didn't know that included chlamydia. Anyway, do you believe that complaint about Shane?
Well, he has got a dark side. He told me that one night when he was still living in Birmingham, he set a car on fire.
Was that dangerous?
Oh, yeah. The Cars were a very tough family. No, I'm joking. Oh, it was a triumph.
Really? It went that well? Actually, his daughter's in the other room with a man.
Velma? I thought she was one of those independent feminist types.
Yeah. Well, what can you expect if you name your daughter after that lesbian in Scooby-Doo? And her mother does Open University.
Yes, the die was cast.
Oh, here comes Shane.
Hello, Sheila. You know, I've always loved that top.
Oh, really? You don't think it's too low cut?
Oh, no, it's perfect.
Oh, just hit the underside of the bar.
Yeah, me too. Can I have a pint of cider, please? Drink, Bazza?
Yeah, cheers. I'll have a lemonade, please, Sheila.
Your hair looks nice like that.
Oh, well, you're used to seeing me in my headset.
No, I was talking to Sheila.
Oh. Your Velma's in the other room with some bloke.
You want ice and lemon?
In cider?
No, I think they're just having a drink.
No, I was talking to Sheila.
I was talking to Bazza.
Oh, I see. You haven't got any sandwiches, have you?
I could make you some. I think I could do chicken or egg?
Order both. I'll be interested to see which comes first.
Anything will do, I'm starving. Myrtle keeps trying to feed me salads.
Well, once you get over 30, it is important to eat salads. Otherwise you get those white bits in the corners of your mouth. Aren't you going to nip round and say hello to Velma and her boyfriend?
Nah. She said he's a bit nervous about meeting me. I'm guessing he's one of them really annoying students who wears a stupid trilby all the time because he thinks it makes him look crazy. Actually, I better than see him from me.
You all right, Shane?
What a day this has been.
Yeah, I know. That guy from the Heathrow job phoned me earlier. He was beside himself.
Yeah. Well, now he's beside my daughter.
No, he's got a fiancée.
I'll soon sort this out.
Shane, Velma's a young girl. You spring this on her out of the blue, you'll break her heart.
Yeah, you're right. I'll just beat him up with no explanation.
Shane, if you hit a customer who's complained about you, the boss will have you straight out.
Thanks for your support.
Oh, Bazza, I'm worried about him. Did you see the way he looked me right in the eye? He never does that when I'm wearing this top.
Ah, you know, Shane, it'll soon cool down.
Oh, I don't know. Must be pretty hot in the car park with that BMW on fire.
And then I thought I could dry them out, thread them onto cotton and sell them as jewellery.
Look, A, it's a filthy idea, and B, you're not having a rabbit. Now, shut up. You're putting me off my salad.
Are you all right?
Not really. I think I'm still recovering from last night at the Four Feathers.
You got a hangover?
No, I've just got things on my mind.
You're a grown-up. It's part of the deal.
Yeah. Well, being a grown-up's getting on my nerves. I mean, you take shaving. It's a nightmare.
Is that why you don't do your ears?
Grown-ups get dissatisfied with life. We start worrying about things.
Well, at least you don't have to brush your teeth every day.
Yeah, we do.
What? You mean that carries on when you grow up?
Afraid so.
That's terrible news. Couldn't you have lied to me like you did with the Tooth Fairy?
You went mad about that when you found out. So, from now on, honesty is the best policy.
I see. That, you smell.
Do I?
No, it's not armpits. It's sort of a smoky petrol smell.
Oh, yeah. My exhaust has gone wrong.
Smells like it was on fire.
You off?
I need to change.
Oh, that's too big a conversation to have this time in the morning.
Lenny, when's the last time you saw your dad kiss me?
I have a vague memory of a hearty handshake about 3 Christmases ago.
You do know that if you start to sound any more like him, I'm going to have you put into care.
Sorry.
A hearty handshake 3 Christmases ago. Ah, when love begins to sicken and decay. Would you like some breakfast, love?
Yeah. Can I have 50 paracetamol?
Don't ask me, I can't get the top off.
See you all later on.
Before you go, I need to ask a question. How would you feel if I became a lesbian?
I warned you about that Scooby-Doo thing.
I mean it. I mean, would you make me leave home?
Well, you know I don't like the smell of pipe tobacco.
What about Martin? I thought you were in love.
Yeah, well, I had to face a few unpleasant facts last night.
Was it the Tooth Fairy thing?
About men. About how selfish they are. That's why I've decided to become a lesbian.
Well, lesbians have their fair share of sadness. You know what the French say? Les miserables. So, does this mean you've split up with Martin?
Yes.
Oh, look, sweetheart, you're too young to be in a relationship. Groping about in the back of his car, getting pressured into doing things.
Nah, Martin doesn't have a car. Says they're poisoning our planet.
Yeah, but... Come on, tell us about what happened last night.
Well, Martin took the day off college to prepare his birthday dinner. He'd only invited a few close friends, including Clive. So Clive says
Darling, who's Clive?
He's our English tutor. So Clive says he has to pick his car up from the garage after college, so why don't we drive over to Martin's together? Anyway, we're running a bit early, so we stop for a quick drink, and we're sitting there, and Clive's going on about how much he's going to miss his fiancée, who's just gone off to Germany, when we realise that some idiot set fire to Clive's car on the car park. No! Obviously, my first thought was for the ozone layer.
Well, of course.
I mean, you should have smelt the horrible, smoky petrol fumes.
What pub were you at?
Four Feathers.
I blame the parents.
Me too. This will come in handy for my new rabbit.
Yeah, I'll go and get it in a minute.
Did you phone Martin?
You won't have a phone in the house. Says the airwaves kill birds. And there's no bus route from the pub to his place.
Well, you could have called a cab.
I suggested that. But I spent all my money on Martin's present, which, of course, I'd left in the car. Clive clearly didn't want to pay the fare, so he made up some stupid story about having sworn on his mother's deathbed never to hire another cab.
That was a bit far-fetched, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I walked to Martin's. Took me 3 hours. By the time I got there, he was so upset about me missing his dinner that he threw his trilby at me.
I'll go and get that rabbit.
Dad?
Oh, that's too much. I'm, just gone up the pet shop, love. It'll serve you right if that leads to another child. And when I'm driving in my...
The next episode of Shane is on Monday at 10 o'clock. Next on ITV2...
It's going really well.
Why can't celebrities just stay together?
We've now been married for almost 10 years.
Is it a Hollywood thing?
What's personal is personal.
The history of celebrity romance in Love Chain. Next here, it's the ITV News. Then at 11, The Secrets of Taxi Nights. And later, Win, Lose or Draw,